Everybody, and welcome back to another crazy day in crypto. Now, it's still the Sunday in the US, but it is Monday here down under in New Zealand. And of course, New Zealand's got a proud name, been around for 380 years. Is a beautiful thing. And yeah, we've just had a great time down here enjoying the volatility. Crazy times. Hey, I hope you guys are doing well, enjoying your weekend. For those of us down here, of course, facing the beginning of the week. It is going to be a lot of fun. We like the future. The future is pretty cool, and you'll catch up eventually in a few hours. So pretty cool. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to be kicking it off with the crypto market. Obviously, no stock market today, and then we're going to get into TitanX first. Actually, we're mixing things up because TitanX is on a bit of a bounce at the moment from the bottom. Is it the bottom? Is wave 3 about to start? Let me know in the chat what you guys think as well. Now, big shout out to those on Rumble, of course. This is our third day now streaming live on Rumble. Had a really great session on Rumble yesterday. Welcome to all the new subscribers over there. Big welcome. And of course, we do crypto every day. We do variety shows as well. So often do a second show where we're covering politics or sports or whatever it might be. And I got some interesting shows coming up this week. We're also going to be covering stablecoins on Wednesday. I'm doing a collab with Cold DeFi, so look forward to that. That's coming up, PUSD ALGO, and of course, probably Signum Oracle as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun there. And today we're also going to be talking about Mafia game because something big happened. The countdown timer for the first gameplay has been shortened by like a day and a half or something. So it's only less than 24 hours away. Can you believe it? From Pulse Mafia, the first gameplay, and of course the number one GameFi on Pulse Chain. It's going to be pretty fun to talk about that too. So yeah, let's get into it and say hello in the chat there as well. Look forward to your comments. Okay, without further ado, let's kick it off into the markets and let's go full mode today, shall we? Yeah, full mode. There we are. So we've got Bitcoin at the moment is red, so everything's pretty red in crypto, which makes TitanX's bounce even more interesting, right? So we've got Bitcoin at $82,200, down 2.7%. Yesterday it was up quite nicely too. It was quite strong there on Saturday, US time. And the Bitcoin dominance, 59.63%. That's kind of where we are at the moment. And we've got Ethereum at the moment, 1878, down 3.5%. BNB down 2.7% there at $600. We got Solana down 7% at $126. ADA there down 6.6% at 70 cents. So some of these have hit a bit hard here. All these ones, of course, that were talked about being in the altcoin stockpile in the US. We got Tron there is down 4.4% and XRP is down 4.5% at 21 cents and $2.29 respectively there. And we've also got Litecoin there down 3.3% at $90. So market definitely retracing there today. And of course, it's been volatile. That's pretty much it, volatile. I'm still pretty happy with real Bitcoiners at 62. Now, are we going to get some sudden drop and start dropping down to that 73 or 62 target? Let's talk about that on the chat. On the chart, I should say, not the chat, the chart. And of course, we've got here Bitcoin. We've got the 200-day moving average, as you guys can see, in a blue. And then we've got the 50-day in yellow. And are we going to be closing out this golden cross and moving into a death cross? That would definitely probably bring us down to some of these lower levels of 63K and 72K. Or are we really just going to sort of zigzag our way to the side and head back up and, of course, avoid this death cross that's coming up? Because we did that last time. We did it back in September. We're going to do it again because if that's the case, then we're kind of just little parabolics going up and to the right? So hopefully that is where we're heading here, and we will avert the death cross and keep the golden crosses going up to the moon, right? Because we are expecting some big prices this year. We're expecting, 150K to maybe even up to 400K. Definitely 150 to 250 seems pretty reasonable, given the fact that we've now got ETFs and the strategic Bitcoin reserve and the altcoin stockpile in the US and lots of stuff. So we also know that a lot of the American states are scrambling to get their bills through so they can start accumulating Bitcoin too, potentially up to 250,000, maybe more, 300,000 Bitcoin. So that would get the market pumping big time. So we're looking forward to that. That's kind of where we are at the moment, sitting on a bit of a red day there after a few days of a slight uptrend. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin returns at the moment. We're currently negative 1.8%. We were almost break even yesterday. So we're at negative 1.8% for March, but we've still got, essentially just under half of the month to go. So we'll see how we end up there, which is going to lead us into, of course, Pulse Chain. No, it's not. It's going to lead us into TitanX. So we're going to talk about that next. We've got any comments in the chat? We've got Wookie in the house. Hey, Wookie, hope you're doing well. It's a day for the Irish, says Wookie. It is. It's a green day. A green day as well. It is indeed. Yeah, don't forget to get in the chat if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you're on Rumble, hit the follow button. Leave some comments. I love comments, so get in there. And big welcome to all the new subscribers. I think we got, about 12 new subscribers. So big shout out over there. And welcome. Really enjoying it over on Rumble. Doing some good stuff there. All right, let's get back into it. And we're going to look at the TitanX. All right, so TitanX here. Not bad. Green across the screen. That's how I don't know. We're on a roll here today. But we got the TitanX up 15%. Everything's green. DragonX up 17%. So we saw the rest of the cryptos down. This makes it even more interesting when TitanX does a bounce on. We've seen this once or twice before. But it's pretty interesting that's happening today. And of course, it's off a low base though, right? Off a low base. So let's just let's got to get ahead of ourselves, but certainly looking pretty good. We've got DragonX ratio slowly climbing back up as well, 7.17. That's pretty good. So 7.17 TitanX to 1 DragonX, pretty good. X28 there has dropped. Yesterday we were at about 0.91 ratio to TitanX. We're back down to 0.86, so that's pretty interesting. And of course, we are waiting for a lot of stuff to happen for X28. X28, remember, is the omni-chain version of TitanX. So that's still to come. Shogun making the big move. Shogun there up 20.5%. That's pretty interesting too. The ratio back over 6,000 X28. So that's pretty interesting there. And of course, you would want a bit of compensation given the fact that X28 is a discounted to, was it 14% discount to TitanX. So you would expect that to be a bit higher as well. We got the two mining or leverage tokens, Hyper and Hydra. These are both Jake Sharp projects, up 15% and 8% respectively. And of course, the Hydra one there, well discounted. This is it's kind of a little rational for me, but hey, this is markets. We get prices like this. That's kind of a bit of a gift in the hand there, the old Hydra, given the buy and burn is off. So you pick up. You got to have a bit of faith there, but hey, look, it just looks like such a strong discount to the market. That's all I can say. We got other stuff going on there. Vault, of course, one of my favorites, is up 14.5%. That is at 8,070 TitanX. Be interested to see whether that can head back over 10,000 TitanX. That'd be pretty cool. Remember, because TitanX is the main token, this is what everything else is largely built on in the TitanX ecosystem. We're always looking at the ratio of these second layer, third layer projects above TitanX, right? So that's why we keep talking about the ratio there. If you're not wondering why I'm talking about that all the time. Inferno, of course, is going omni-chain. It's at 1.5 TitanX at the moment. We've got Flux is up. Actually, Lotus is down about 6%. So it's really one of the only red ones so far. We've got Flux is up 20%, like Shogun, doing pretty well. We're pretty flat on AwesomeX. No real change there. Morpheus is up 9.3%. Now here on the street that Brandon's been saying a few things about the performance of the ecosystem or something. I haven't actually seen the comments, but that'd be pretty interesting. Let me know in the chat there if you've seen any of those. Phoenix looks like it's doing the best today, up 23%. And that's built on top of Inferno, right? So 0.72 Inferno up 23%. And of course, Inferno was up 17, and that's going omni-chain. That would be pretty bullish. That's from Crypto Utah and the guys out there. AlienX, some of these are sort of a couple percentage points up. Matrix is down 3.5%. So we've got a second one there that's down. Let's move through some of these. Element 280, we know that's going on the chain with the Dude, and that's up 18% at the moment, and that's just over half of TitanX at the moment, 0.56 TitanX. So there's probably a lot of upside there to Element 280 because it's going omni-chain as well. ORX is down 18.5%, bit of a surprise there. I'm not sure what's happening there. Maybe somebody exited out into the TitanX to get the gain on TitanX, maybe, possibly there. Viper up 10%, our Turbo up 32%, and that's built on top of Hyper, right? So 553 Hyper there at the moment is the ratio. That's up pretty strong. Obviously, where's Hyper back here? It was back up here again, and Hyper is up 15%, and the Hyper ratio there at 1.95, so doing pretty well there, and it's got a pretty good buy and burn collateralization, right? In other words, it's asset backed by TitanX with the buy and burn feature as well. It's kind of a double whammy, isn't it? So that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at some of these others. Stacks is up 16%. It's pretty good. It's built on Element 280. We've got Godex up 29%. Godex, what's that, the second best performer so far? I think we've got Turbo, the best one there, and that is at 0.15 TitanX. So it'll be interesting to see where that heads to. Bonfire there, which is benefits Tink Farm, doesn't it? And Tink Farm at the moment is at up 18.5%, and not too bad. Oh wait a minute, that's the wrong one. Up 7%. Oh, my bad. So that is at 3.5 cents at the moment. So Tink Farm is slowly creeping there. Not bad there. That's for Bonfire, up 19%, and then Sends up 15%. Built on DragonX, and Uranus there is on the first one on OmniChain, right? And that is up 15%. And of course, the ratio is really important there. It is a 2.3 x28. So people minted it for 1-to-1. It is now 2.3. So that's been a win-win. We did cover it at the beginning. Did feel like it was going to be a good project, and may even follow the streets of PGC project on Pulse Chain that we saw, even though that's had a retrace recently. But that it's looking pretty good. Now we know the buy and burn's turned off, and they're doing a lot of work around base influences, which is very important if you're going to do this omni-chain strategy. It's one thing building projects, another thing getting the market to pick it up, but it's also you got to work on the influences on each chain as well to broaden the community. That's just a natural part of marketing as well. So kind of cool. That's pretty much it. Now we've got projects coming up in the future. Flare, that's coming up in 4 days' time. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. We've obviously got Bitcoin Genie coming up. We've got Taurus there from Cryptographics. He's been pretty animated on X as well, putting out a lot of good stuff there. And we've got Vibemex expected to come soon as well. So several projects are coming, and over 10 projects at least going over to OmniChain. So it's going to be a big party over OmniChain, over on Base Chain. So that's kind of cool. Let's have a quick zoom in on that. Before we do, though, we've got the comment here from Excited Times. Let's have a look at that. Excited Times saying when the trading volume picks up, it is Tink and Shogun that game big. Yeah, 100%. Really good observation there. And I was going to look at that next, so good timing there. Let's jump up and have a look. So it looks like we've got $400,000 in the overall volume at the top there. Let's have a look at the ranking. So this is Ethereum blockchain on DexScreener, and of course we've got the rankings here. I've got it by trending 6 hours and ranked by 24 hours, and we can see that DragonX, TitanX, and Vault have all come back in to the top 20. So that's kind of cool to see that. In fact, they're ranked number 9, 10, and 11. Which is pretty cool. We've got any other ones that are come into the ecosystem. Now, the cool thing about TitanX ecosystem is that they've got the green rings, right? It does help a lot to identify these projects. So that's very, very cool. So it looks like we just got those 3 in there at the moment. They are large volume ones, of course. So yeah, look at that, all green, green, green. I like that. So DragonX, TitanX, and Vault are back in the top 20. In fact, almost the top 10, right? Almost the top 10. Let's say top 12, just to wrap that up, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to go to TitanX chart. So this is TitanX chart here, and we can see that in US dollar terms we're still right down the bottom. That's why I said we've had a really great pump day, really good bounce, but it is off the bottom, off a low base. This is US dollars, right? The US dollars, and we're up about 15%. So we've got a bit of work to do. Let's go full screen on this just so you can sort of see the chart there. That is the chart. Let's log that chart as well. It's just a linear chart. That is the log chart. You can see we're still pretty much off the bottom there, but what a big bounce. I talked about this yesterday. I said, are we going to hold this price at 10.07300? Because we know the bottom price is down. This is on the wrapped ETH ratio, by the way, it's not the US dollar price. The wrapped ETH the low was around about 10 zeros, 4,600, is it? Yeah, about 4,700. So 10 zeros, 4,700. That was way back here in April last year. And of course, we have just bounced off, let's say 7,200 to 7,200. We're now at 10 zeros, 8,900. So it's going to be pretty important if we zoom in here to get back over this level here, right? So the first one we've got to lose is 0, go to 9 zeros, and get to 1,000, right? 9 zeros, 1,000, rather than being 10 zeros at the moment, 8,900. So that's our first sort of test. Start breaking these previous higher lows. These previous lower highs, the other way around, lower highs, and of course as we came down this big trend, and it was pretty aggressive, pretty brutal, and it's taken a lot of air out of the community. We were at 9 zeros back here, 1,000, so we're going to get back over that, right? But this is possibly a good day. Let's see whether we can get some momentum from here rather than just get sold back down again and get back to 7,300. So we'll see how we go. But good green day, and it's our counter market too. But as you say, the volumes are still relatively low. See how the volumes are low? That can often show a bit of a trend reversal. So we'll see how we get on after that, whether we can pick up some of these volumes. Obviously, as price goes up, that will inflate anyway. But can we get a volume effect in there too? But a pretty good green day today. And not bad. We started off at, around about 7,500. We're now at 8,900. Can we push higher and lose that zero in the next day or two? So let's see what happens there. So not bad. And we've obviously got good stuff happening here. And like you say, you said Ink token, and Shogun, expecting those to do well. Now, Shogun obviously benefits from volume trading. So 8% of the tax goes into volume trading, goes back in the system. Also has buy and burn and perpetual auctions. So it's going to be very important. And we know Shogun is going to go omni-chain. We know that's Jake Sharp is working pretty hard there. Now, my only confusion with Jake Sharp is that one of the tenets of the TitanX ecosystem, they have kind of this first principles ethos. I really find very few projects are first principles. And so I'm not really in that camp, that sort of, let's call it philosophical kind of camp. It's one of the principles, besides first principles was marketing. And this is what confusing, Jake's a big builder. He builds crypto projects and tokenomics, and that's great. It's one of the, sort of leading ecosystems in the world doing innovative tokenomics, which I love because I think that's really a big value add, and that's what DeFi is so exciting. And one of the backbones of these projects has been buy and burns, right? The fact that you not only collateralize like DAO projects, but you've actually that DAO is actually a buy and burn. In this case, it's managed to capture a lot of value, right? Which we're going to look at in a minute. But really, it's the marketing. Marketing was a big deal, and then Jake's disappeared. He's building. Obviously, he's gone into Telegram, said I'm building omnichain, which is fine. But you're supposed to be out there marketing all the time, right? And so that's what's confusing. Why not keep that up? Even if the chart's going down, it's better to be out doing live streams and doing that. So I don't know what's going on there. It's certainly counter to the TitanX, one of the principles of the TitanX community and from the founder. So, now we have seen some good stuff coming out from some of the influencers in the TitanX community. I'm thinking of Mo. I'm thinking of the dude who runs, the Element ecosystem of tokens. We've seen good stuff coming out from Baby Dragon X James, Crypto Utah out there. So there has been a good core amount of influencers still being consistent and promoting, and also moving on to base chain as well, leading the way. In fact, with the Uranus token, which is doing very well and building out the stuff there. So it is good to see that part of the community doing just a great job. They're actually becoming the kind of the leaders, aren't they, in many ways in the ecosystem. So it's kind of cool to see that. So bright future. We're coming off the bottom here now. So people will have to decide, you want to buy low and sell high, right? So this is potentially a huge opportunity because, the collateralization is still there. The buy and burns are all turned off, right? That's obviously been a big issue in the Telegram. Let's have a quick look at what the value of that is at the moment. So we've got the liquid supply of TitanX is sitting at 64 trillion TitanX with just under $10.6 million in value. Let's go to the buy and burn and see what that is. This is the kind of the DAO / buy and burn feature, kind of a double whammy there. That's sitting at $8.4 million. So you can see that there is quite a big backing for the liquid supply. Obviously, the rest of it is staked, and I don't think a lot of that stake is going to be coming out because it's really dominated by DragonX and Helios. It's going to be pretty interesting to see where this is. Now, the only really value that comes back into liquid is BOT protocols. There's third-party protocols that get pulled on top. So that's the only thing that you have to take notice of. But if TitanX is performing well, then maybe those will hold up. Currently, that's at 626.5 trillion right there at the moment. And of course, with OmniChain, this Ethereum supply of tokens is going to be going over to base chain first of all, and then potentially other chains. So it's going to start being divided up onto these other chains. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Total circulating supply, 98.3 trillion. That hasn't really changed for weeks now. And that's because OmniChain is under development, essentially. And that's all going to be a big rush right? It's going to be a big rush, and therefore it creates quite a bullish, I think, atmosphere with the ecosystem. Now, will any of the buy and burns get turned on? I think the least one I think might get turned on is the V1 one, and it may get turned on for little stints, maybe. But I think that there's different arguments for that. I just maybe the default argument now is the fact that it provides kind of a DAO backing to the project. So you'd only, maybe it's not going to get used that much. So we'll see. Maybe it's waiting for a ETH, and I think this makes a lot more sense. ETH, rallying past its all-time high at 4,900, and starting to moon. That's the same problem that we have over with the Magic Carpet Ride on Pulse Chain with Richard Hart. Is the fact that the Magic Carpet Ride bought all that ETH at $3,770, and it's now under 2,000. So we've got some similar issues there, and so people might have to wait and just accumulate in the meantime. So it's kind of the view there around those. So we'll see how that goes. We've got excited times in house. There's Shadow is probably Jake, so he has been promoting the entire time and defending the system with the latest bottom drama. Says exciting times. That's interesting. We need some evidence on that. But yeah, I've definitely talked to him. Talked to him on a Telegram. I think he's done a great job launching Ouroboros there. All right. So that's kind of where we are there. And bam. And yeah, talking about Ouroboros, we have talked about the fact that has been launched very successfully. If the conspiracy theory comes out to be true, that Super Shady is Jake Sharp, that'd be pretty hilarious. But that has been launched very, very well at the moment. All right, so actually, let's have a quick look at Ouroboros. Given the fact that the market's jumped a little bit, let's have a quick look and see what that's like at the moment. So let's go and have a look at the US Minter. We're just not going to look at all the details today, but we will look at the stats. So this is kind of like a liquidity fork, and it offers a stable coin to the TitanX ecosystem. It's an open system, so they will be able to take in non-TitanX tokens as collateral. But it looks like we've got the health at the moment 247, so it's improved dramatically, obviously with the price pumps. Yeah, and we're sitting about 1.55 million yesterday. We're almost at $1.8 million in TVL today, so that's pretty good on that as well. And one thing that's been really exciting is seeing the TitanX go up in the collateral. So I think that's been very good. We're at 7.75 trillion TitanX. If you add that with the 4 trillion in the ORX Minter, that puts us almost at 12 trillion TitanX going into here, which is, I think, super successful, right? That's very good, especially under the climate that we've been in with the bottom of the second wave and trying to find the bottom there in the TitanX pullback. Now, DragonX there is at 413 billion. We've got about 53 loans across both collaterals, and we know that we're going to be getting new collaterals, so that's going to scale this up as well. Ethereum could be a big one, actually. And of course, ORX itself, the main token for the platform, and of course also the Vault, which we're pretty excited about that. So that's kind of cool. I think they all have to go through the DAO, but I think ETH has already been approved, if I remember rightly. So that's kind of the cool stuff happening there. Now we've got projects coming up, so we're going to talk about Flare, and Flare is coming up. I can't remember which one this actually benefits because it's been a while since I looked at it. Let's look at the mint and allocation ratio. Here it's got some sort of auction thing here. Week 1 Flare equals 1 TitanX, etc. Goes down slightly over 11 weeks. 48% of TitanX will mint X28 and be allocated to the daily auction pool. This will buy Flare, and the next day over 180 calls sit in the pool. 28% of TitanX will mint X28 and will be used to buy Flare from the X28 Flare pair. Fueling the Flare burn, 8% of TitanX is directly used for the creation and growth of the Inferno Flare pair. So it looks like it's benefiting Inferno in particular. After the 4 weeks over, the 8% is sent to the Inferno buy and burn forever. 8% of TitanX is used for liquidity webbing, and 8% allocated to Genesis. Now, that is kind of the maximum for the Genesis too. Now, what else we got there? Liquid pool creation, daily pool mechanics, buy and burn mechanics. It's 180 days. Flare minting and auction process. Flare tokens are minted each week over a 24-hour period. Auction starts. Auction begins on day 2 of the first week and run daily, except on weekly mint days. Post-distribution auctions continue every day. And there's got the mint scheduled there in the claim window. Each week claim begins 2 p.m. UTC. Okay, after the 24-hour mint closes there. Auction days start on day 2, continuing through the week. accepting on for minting days. So that's the Flare protocol. So that is launching very, very, very soon. So let's see how that goes. And of course, looks like it's being tied there to Inferno as well. All right, so that's Flare coming up, and that's going to be on the ETH chain. I'm pretty sure. I didn't read that, but I think that is 4 days and 2 hours away. Not bad, not bad. And if that's going to be probably going to end up going over the base chain, no doubt, because Inferno is, right? So we'll see how that goes. Right, so that is TitanX doing pretty good. Let's see if it can really get some couple days in a row. Can it actually do some double-digit growth day after day for a few days at least, and certainly get over that lose a zero and get over that 1,000 line. That's going to be interesting. All right, so kind of cool. So far, so good. And it's certainly off the bottom, so let's see if it can hold that up and not just become another lower high. Right, that's the other thing, right? So as long as it doesn't become another lower high. All right, so but the interesting thing is moving when the rest of the market is down, so that's kind of cool. That's going to lead us into the Pulse chain. So a big welcome there. If you're new to the channels, of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell. Definitely get into that. In fact, we might change the view here. Let's go back to this one, and let's have a look at the charts here. We've got day 674. We've got about 30 minutes left in the day, so it's pretty much the end of day results for Pulse chain. Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0332, down 1%, sitting at 33% of the mean sacrifice price. I cannot believe it feels like deja vu after like 674 days. It feels like we've almost been down here all the time at this level. Now, that hasn't always been the case, but kind of feels like, man, what a time to get into Pulse chain. A lot of signals have been given from Richard Hart and the Magic Cart Ride, and here we are with this price. Now, we've still got the SEC still floating in a weak form over the Pulse chain, but it's very weak in my view, very weak indeed. We've got PulseX at the moment is at quadruple 0289, down 1.1%. The buy and burn has continued to go up, 1,312 billion, and we're sitting at 6.61% of all the public supply of PulseX has been bought up and burned. Now, remember, PulseX is the number one DEX on Pulse chain. It is also a Richard Hart project, and it's also a dual token system because it also includes the incentive token for farmers. But of course, that's been recently slashed, which is pretty interesting. So we're going to summarize that for you. We're at $1.76 at the moment. The ratio is 53,000 Pulse. It's definitely been dropping off. Used to be up like 68,000 or so. That is down 2% at the moment. And the total supply is around about 55 million plus or minus. And of course, we know that the inflation's been cut by 20x. It's only 5% of what it used to be. Now, the interesting thing about this is that what are we seeing? Some of the actions that we're seeing from Richard, obviously a cut in the inflation rate. And of course, inflation is bad. Now, if you look at a lot of charts where you've got inflation, some of the big top 10, top 20 cryptos, where they've got a lot of inflation coming out all the time, right? The project does, then the price goes down over time, right? So that Richard's already kicking that in the gut. So this is an early signal for everybody that things are starting to happen on Pulse chain, right? So the fact that inflation's been cut, pretty serious stuff. Now, we also know that the impact of cutting an INC token was also dramatically reducing the farm size, right? So they've gone from, I think, over about $230 million down to something like 45 million as a result. And but what that also means is there's thinner liquidity pools, and therefore the prices can go up and down much easier, right? So there's some really interesting things going on here with the lower inflation. That's generally a good thing for higher prices. Maybe delayed impact, but also the small liquidity pools as well. And not only are we seeing this for the PulseX farms, but we're also seeing it in the Hex mining with the OA sacrifice wallets staking. So we're going to talk about that too. We saw some actions happen overnight in the last 24 hours. Hex at the moment is at 00823. EHEX is at quarter of a penny. We're at 1.06 cents at the moment on the combined price of Hex. So Hex is down about 1% as well. So overall, Richard Hart coins down about 1% or 2%, depending if they're INC. Let's go to the gas prices. Gas prices have been more elevated, also an early sign of a more valuable chain. And we're at 4 million bits at the moment for 5 cents for a PulseX swap. We're getting a lot of activity from a lot of the speculative tokenomic projects, thinking of Investor and Vox and things like that, with Vox Farms. We've got 48,500 active validators at the moment. And we've got the bridge at the moment is at 97.5 million, which is pretty similar to what it was yesterday. So not much of a change there. All right, that's going to bring us into the volume, $24.6 million of volume. Remember, it is a lazy Sunday in the US. It's kind of lazy Sunday volumes, but we've got a bit of green candles going along there, and we've got 305,000 transactions the last 24 hours, so it's not too bad. And the top ones here, we've got some new ones here. Trumpson token. This is launched 4 hours ago. I'm not sure whether this is just a Pump.Tires project or something else, or whether this is actually related to Finvestor. Let's have a quick look in there, the Trumpsons, and so it's pretty funny. This actually might do well. It might do well, mightn't it? With the old theme of the Trumpson there. Only been around a few hours. Let's see if it can pick up there. It's 140k volume, and it's 30k liquidity. Market cap 27k, so it's pretty small. But it's got good memology, mixing the Trumps and the Simpsons together. So that's it there. Man, it's only got a page. That's it. That's just a picture. That's it. That's all that's there. Let's go to the X and see whether I can render that, because I've got a suspended account on here. Of course, my big account's suspended. So it kind of sucks, but that's that's anti-free speech for you from the social platforms. So there's a couple of things here. Power success here. So pretty simple setup, really, isn't it? Pretty simple setup there. All right, so that is the Trumpsons. The Trumpsons here. Not a bad idea, actually. Not a bad idea. Oh, we're not quite up to Pulse market yet. So that's kind of where we are there on that one. So we've got, these launch all the time. Not financial advice. We got the DAI token. So we got eDAI, right, which is from in the copy. Sorry, we've got eDAI from Bridgeton over the bridge. Then we've got PDAI, which is the copy on Pulse Chain. Now we've got this DAI token from Pump.Tires, right? So it's you've got to be careful out there which contract you're dealing with. But this is been up over a month ago. It's up 40%. Beast has also been around for 2 months. It's up 21%. This Trump token as well has been around for 1 month. That is up 21%. That's probably a Pump.Tires one too. Pump.Tires itself, the main token there, is up 18%. Die Hard has been really well, isn't it? Doing really well lately. And of course, PDAI being up, this is up 16% there. So Die Hard doing pretty well. You get a little PDAI airdrops, don't you? And that's been up for 3 or 4 days. Look at that. It's pretty good. Overall, that's kind of where the chart looks at the moment. That is the Die Hard one there. And you get die drops, right? So let's have a quick look at the website on this. It's been a while. And doing pretty well. I think we got a couple of comments in here as well. Let's check out these. We got Brendan in the house there. Hey, Brendan, hope you're doing well. Hope you like that strong pink color there with token A1A. A1, is that a rap song? A1A freestyle or something? Or something like that. PDAI on the move, says Brendan. Yeah, PDAI theory. There's been a lot of stuff out there. We've posted some of this in the Discord too, by the way, under crypto chat around the PDAI maker theory. We're pretty entertained. Are you not entertained by the PDAI theory? And of course, could be one of the mega moves that Rich Art could make is resurrecting the maker contracts, the compound contracts, the ALGO contracts, all the forks that happened on Pulse Chain back on the 10th of May. And of course, Pulse Chain launched on the 13th of May 2023. And of course, the Genesis wallet had certain allocations, and of course, the AMM bot had certain purchases and reallocations. And of course, all that plays into the evidence for the PDAI maker theory, right? So some interesting times to see where that goes. So not bad. All right, that is the website at the moment, so you can check all that out as well. We won't get too much into this, but yeah, not bad. All right, so let's jump into that. So it's having a good rally there, almost up just over 9 cents at the moment, bouncing off just under over 5 cents. So 5 cents to 9 cents. That's not bad. Let's see what else is going. We got Mnemonics. That's one of the Finvestor ones for sure. That's been around for 10 days. It's up 15%. UFO is up as well as one of the PGC tokens. That's up 15%. Teddy Bear, which was dominating yesterday, is still up a little bit on one of the pairs at least, up 13%. PDC the Greys, which has had a big sell-off recently, is finally making a bit of a comeback there. And of course, probably got sold off, in my view, probably going into these other ecosystems like Finvestor and other stuff that's been around. But once again, I don't have strong evidence for that, just some intuition there. One thing goes for the other, next big thing, right? So it's kind of a bit like Dominance, 11.7%. Beast is up 11%, but those have been around for 2 months. And Dominance is definitely, I think both of those are actually part of the Finvestor ecosystem. Yep, not too bad. Atropa there up again as well, 10.7%. Of course, for Investor, they're kind of inspired from Atropa, right? The James Maria, the super dev. Finvestor up there as well. So Finvestor is still doing pretty well, and many of its related tokens also tending to dominate still. So there's still a lot of attention on those projects. Now, one of the ones we're going to look at is Mafia, because Mafia is up 8%. And why not? Why not Mafia be up 8%? Because it's underpriced at the moment. And I talked about a good entry price yesterday, right? Getting in. Well, you would have made a bit of money on that today because it's up a little bit. And yeah, look at that, 000 8,000, let's say. Let's just round up, 8,000 on Pulse Chain. And what's the big news there? Well, the timer. What we were sitting at about 2.5 days, or just under 3 days, was it yesterday? We're now down under 23 hours because Jacob, the super dev there, he's world's best peer-to-peer dev in the world, and he is ahead of schedule, and I'm liking this. I'm liking this. My only real criticism of Jacob's project, because as you guys know, I'm a massive, huge supporter. I see his talent and I see his vision. Is time frames, right? Time frames. It might be fine to be developing it over a long time frame, but for people that want to play and be involved, this is crypto after all. We like to get things done in reasonable time, not instant time, but reasonable time, and that's not always matches the time frame from developers, right? So you got people out there like Crypto Kool-Aid, big time 20-year of game, 30-year of game developers. Say, just take your time, all your time you want for it, and it's like, no. Players don't look at it that way, yeah, it's great to see this ahead of schedule. So a big shout out to Jacob and his team, and we're down to 22 hours and 22 minutes. The first gameplay, this is the number one GameFi on Pulse Chain, and in fact, it is just going to be huge. It is the first metaverse on Pulse Chain, which sold out, right? It's sold out, and we're talking about thousands of plots of land just sold out. And it's the number one NFT marketplace also on Pulse Chain. We've covered on this channel pretty much exclusively. We're pretty much the only, influencer in the Pulse Chain community that covered NFTs in a fulsome way. And you guys know we covered them. We gave a lot of developers a very long string. Some of them ended up being not great developers and not great people. Some of them ended up being incredible and created some incredible protocols. There's lots of ranges there. Some of them were sacrifice projects, like Mintra and things like that. And a lot of them have fallen to the wayside. And there's still one or two of them up, but in terms of volume, very, very low. A lot of the volume, of course, is here on Mafia. And the NFT market has really dominated. So, like I say, number one GameFi, number one NFT market, and the only metaverse on Pulse Chain. And now we're about to open up a new chapter with the first gameplay. This game is going to be operational in 22 hours with the first gameplay. Now, it won't be killing. Killing is the final stage. But the fact is you're going to be able to rank up your players. And, of course, I did a couple of videos over the weekend on that. And, man, is it exciting. And it's exciting. If you haven't gone back and checked that, check out our Mafia show that I did with Wookie. He's one of our capos. And he's a master game player. And, it's going to be fun to see him play this game. People are going to be able to rank up, and it's only 22 hours. I can't believe it. So finally we've got a time that's less than 24 hours. My gosh, it's so exciting. And looking forward to that. So let's go quickly look at the wiki. We might see some updates there as well. But at the moment, the price is super friendly. Look at that price right now. That is a super friendly price given the fact that gameplay is upon us. And let's have a look here as well. Now, there's only 1 billion coins, remember? And something like 35% of them are staked. So there's not a lot of Mafia around, really. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Now, obviously, we've got open for business. We are going to have 2 new businesses opening up too in 22 hours. The narcotics warehouse. So there are 11 of those. And of course, the people that own those will be very excited about the fact that they're going to go live. They'll be operational, won't be just sitting in their wallet. And there's booze warehouses as well, which is pretty exciting. So that's going to be really cool. That is awesome. Narcotics and booze. I mean, that's the mainstay of a Mafia game, right? So that's very exciting. They're going to be operational. And the owners will be even more static. Like I say, they'll be excited. The pre-ranking at the moment is pretty much complete. Now, obviously, they've got manager helper bots. I just don't know whether they've updated this. They'll probably have that completed, as my guess, or almost completed before the 22 hours is done. And then updated Mafia tokenomics. We don't know what that's going to be. And, of course, whether that's absolutely necessary straight away. I imagine it may be because the people are going to be earning in-game cash, right? And then we've got FBI assets in the crates. And, of course, that's going to help fund the vault and other things as well. So that could be huge, right? So FBI is a new whole class of player in here. So we've got Mafia gangsters. Now we're going to have FBIs. And those little FBIs, I wonder where we're going to get little rats in the game as well. People that rat out with the FBI. I wonder if the Mafia families will be doing something about the FBI. We'll see. See, we got Wookiees in the house. Says Nakamoto it. Yeah, Nakamoto it indeed. I like that. And Ali, or the AI Ali G. That's right. That's was Wookie's character there on the old Mafia game the other day. Not bad. All right, so kind of cool. Let us jump from there. So that's huge news, folks. Really big news. And you've got 22 hours to learn up the game, right? Learn up the game. So if you want to play Mafia, I'm going to paste in there. It's only 2,000 Mafia, so super cheap. Let me quickly go through how to get on board, just really quickly, since we've got people watching. You want to play this game. Now, some people will be making a living off this game, honestly. If they're really, really dedicated and play well, they'll definitely be able to make some pretty damn good earnings here. It's a play-to-earn game, right? So let's have a quick look. So all you have to do is create a profile. You do need to get 2,000 Mafia, which is like nothing. It's like maybe $1.50 or something. And of course, you just go to buy Mafia. You have to get the contract here. So just go more, then buy Mafia, get the contract. You can see the buy tax is 4.7% and the sell tax is 16.6%. So just note that. So you'll need a 5% slippage in your swapping details. And of course, maybe a 20% on the sell. But if you're buying, you only need to buy 2,000, and you can go to the Mafia here, and you can buy that, right? So pretty easy. I'll post that in the chat, so just to make it nice and easy for you. You can always check the chat contracts, of course. Bam, that is the contract. Bang, bam. You only need 2,000 Mafia, so you don't need to speculate. If you want to speculate on the price, you can, but really it's about playing. And so 2,000 Mafia will set up a player, and you'll have a lot of details in the player. You go over to your right-hand side, there'll be a profile. You click on your wallet, there'll be a profile. So connect your wallet, create a player, and you need 2,000 Mafia to do that. So you have to buy it first. Go buy it first. You can buy it here on any sort of DEX that's on Pulse Chain, pretty much. Just make sure your slippage is select the 5% and 2,000. Yeah, how much is 2,000 at the moment? Not bad, not bad. Let's have a look here on the calculator. It's 1, 2, 3. So $1.60. There we are. I said $1.50, $1.60. How about that? Only $1.60 to play this game. Now you can speculate on it, right? You can buy thousands of dollars worth of Mafia. The price is real friendly for that, but that's what you can do. All right. So the next thing you want to do once you play a family, you can decide to play by yourself. But if you want to get access to the vault, you should really get into these gamers here. Into a family. Now you can join our family. Obviously, you guys know I'm the Consigliere, which is the second highest player in the leadership team, and that is an advisor to the Don. And our Don, of course, is the Don of Dons, Max Payne. And of course, if you do decide to join up, you can join our family here. All you have to do is hit the Telegram thing, go to the socials under the family there, and hit the Telegram sign, and you'll go to our recruitment center. And you may very well meet our Don of Dons there, Max Payne, as well, or one of his cadets there. So definitely you can pick that out as well. So if you want to join our family, this is it here. I'm going to post the link anyway to make it nice and easy. And if you want to join up, get in there. Now we do have a few little questions to ask, of course, because we don't want any little rats coming into our game, little rats. And but that is it there. And of course, you'll get a boost if you're in a family that's got a control of a vault. You'll be able to get a booster there in terms of earnings, right? So you're winning straight away. But once again, you can play by yourself, or you can join another family altogether. It's really up to you. But definitely check that out. So did I post the right link there? What happened to my links? What happened to my link? I can't even see my link. I'm sure I posted it in there. No, wrong link. It didn't copy. I got to do it again. All right, so we're going to let me open that one more time. And let me see here. Bam. Hopefully that's copied now. I must have posted the price again. So that is the directorate. If you guys want to join the number one family, we control, 4 or 5 vault positions. I can see that one of our vault positions got untagged. Not sure why that is. I'll have to go find that out. But that is, no, not that one. Why am I posting the price again? This one here. Sorry, guys. This is a few technical issues going on with my clickability. So that is the link there to the directorate if you want to come and play for the number one Allegiance. So Allegiance is a group of families, and we've got about 5 or 6 families across both Pulse Chain and BNB, and we control a lot of the vaults there. We've got different families, different members in the families, and things like that. So the Dom will allocate you to an appropriate family. That's pretty much it. We've got a good number of Mafia players in the chat at the moment, actually. We've got Wookie, of course, who's one of our capos, the head of a kill squad. And we've also got Brennan. He's another capo as well. Was it? It's all AI LEG's fault. Yeah, probably about the high table. Yeah, I'm sure there's something going on there. but we'll get it fixed. All right, so cool. Get it out and check it out. There are a lot of players. How many players are there now? There are 1,183 players, 29 crime families, can you believe it? And there's 8 billion pulse, which makes it like around about the 175th biggest sacrificer in the game back on the pulse chain sacrifice days. So it's pretty crazy like that. So have a quick look at the vault because it's always fun to look at. There's there's multiple ways to make money in the game, of course. You can trade primary markets. You can open up crates and things like that. And of course, you can play for in-game earnings. You can play to be a mafia family. You can get earnings in there. And yeah, the 267,000. So you can imagine we just get a 4x in the pulse price, just back over the mean sacrifice price, and it's already $1 million game just here on Pulse Chain. There's probably another 150,000 over on BNB as well. And so it doesn't take much for this to become $1 million, multi-million dollar game. Very exciting. Get in there, and the gameplay is about to start in 22 hours. OMG, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's jump over to Hex because we've got some news around Hex, right? So Hex and the OA sacrifice. So we talked about inflation being cut we talked about inflation being cut over on the INC token for PulseX farms, but we've also got some interesting action happening over here, right? We saw the OA sacrifice wallet stake, and of course the rewards went down from 7.5 hex per T-share down to below 2 hex per T-share, so 1.92 at the moment on both Pulse Chain. It is pretty crazy. In fact, I'm just seeing what is going on there. What is going on there? What does that pay out? It's gone up bizarre. Let me have a look at this one. I'm sure it's going over here on Pulse Chain, but have I got the right day? No, all the days are all skewed, sorry. No, but here on the ETH chain, that's correct, 931. Why is it these days all in craziness there? What's going on here? Let's have a look. 131. All right, yeah, so just below 1.9 over here on the old Pulse chain, and 1.92 on the old Hex ETH chain there for Hex. Now, what have we seen? We've seen the Hex come out, right? I don't know if it was going to show on here. Let's have a look, see whether it's. Let me see if it shows up on here. Changing Hex, locked Hex. We've definitely seen millions here, but we had billions come out, right? So it doesn't show up yet. It's going to show up in today's thing. It'll probably show up in maybe half an hour or so. That the OA wallet there came out, and it has ended up staking a little bit more. So let me just get the numbers because I don't have them off the top of my head. I know they're in the billions, but it's worth exploring. So this is what I'm saying. We're getting some blues clues there from Richard Hart's movements, and this is very telling, right? So we've got thinner liquidity, we've got less inflation on both INC and Pulse Chain. So it's I hope people are accumulating. That's all I'm saying. If you haven't gone to our strategy club, get into our strategy club. The link is in the video description. We've got 4 offerings at the moment. Community membership is $12.50, and get in there. We have the best community, honestly. Just get in. We've watched all the Pulse Chain journey. We've watched TitanX journey. We've watched crypto journey. It's a really great place to be. And of course, also we've got strategy club. So get in there as well. We get intel going in there every day, all days. We've got a great bunch of people in there as well. So join up to that. It's $35 a month. So all great value. If you go compare them to some other influencers and other chats, it's way better pricing. So you're getting a really good deal there. And of course, we're here every day. We're not coming every week or every 2 weeks. We're every day, right? So it's well worth joining up. We're also doing a lot of, not only just investing type projects, but also speculative opportunities as well for people that like that sort of stuff. So there's lots of different things happening there as well. And there's also a crypto course for beginners. I've just done that about 3 or 4 days ago. Soft launch at the moment, so you can go and check that out. Only $74.99 one-off fee for that, and that's a whole 15 video course. Very easy to digest. It's not a highly technical. It's just but by the time you finish, you're going to know have a great comprehension of crypto. So either you can watch it yourself or share it to people that you want to onboard. It's just an easy way of getting up to speed on crypto as an introduction for beginners. So from immediate and beginners, intermediate to advanced. So check all that out. All the links in the video description for that. And I look forward to you guys checking those out. And we look forward to more members in the Discord as well. We've got over 1,100. Maybe you can be 1,103 or something like that. All right, so that is where we are with the chat here. And I'm just pulling up the actual details of what the OA/sacrifice wallets have been doing. So let's have a look here at the I'm just trying to remember where I put it. So yeah, yesterday we had. So this is how many hours ago? 9. So 3 and so 15. About 16 hours ago, we had 250 billion hex in stake. 250, that's an unusual number, right? I think it's about 670 billion total supply. So 250 billion, can't believe it. Something like, I don't know whether it's the whole hex stake from the OA sacrifice wallet, but that's staked about 33%, I think it was, or 2/3 actually. I'm not sure if there's the whole lot, but that's just a big part of it, maybe half of it or something. But it ended up getting 405 million hex get it as reward. It got a 2% APY for a 30-day stake, and that is what. So we asked the question, what will it do now? And we saw something happen. We saw 35 billion hex get staked. Don't know if there's other transactions, but certainly on Hex Alerts we saw 35 billion now. Now I'm going to try and pull this up on the screen because I don't know whether I'm just going to render or not because I've got a suspended account on this particular window or Chrome browser. So let's have a look to see whether I can pull that up. We've got this is whale hex, right? So you can check out all the stuff, but that is it there. So pretty crazy. All that inflation cutting did wonders for the price last time. Yeah, well, sometimes it's a bit delayed, and it just definitely it means there's less inflation in the hands of dumpers, though, right? So while I agree with that criticism in short term, actually, in the longer term, it may be, and when I say longer term, maybe in a few weeks even, it could be pretty impressive to see what happens there. So yeah, not only did we get that one, so let's go back down there because this is major stuff, right? So I don't want to underestimate this. So yeah, I thought there was going to be more than one transaction because we had 250 billion come out, right? So it got staked as well. So pretty crazy. I'm just having a look at a few here. So we had that 250. So this is like the Hex origin accounts, those sacrifice wallets, and 250 billion came out after 30 days. Then we saw what we see. We see 36 billion stake for 10 years. Then we got another 36, slightly shorter. They're all slightly shorter, right? So probably a year shorter, 9 years. Was it 8 years or something? 36 billion. I'm just taking off the top of my head here. So was that 9 years, maybe 6 years, 7 years there? 35 billion. So these are all being laddered out. How about that? So pretty crazy. This has just happened too, by the way. So this is pretty hot off the press. Only last 5 hours, really. Is that hot off the press? It's pretty close to hot off the press. So pretty crazy there. Let me just do the math there. I'm doing it on the top of my head. We've got 2181. So 2181 divided by 365. Well, that is 6 years. So 6 years there. Looks like we got 5 years there. And, of course, it looks like we got, 3 years there. 3, 6, 9, 4 years there. So it looks like 4 years through the 10 years. We've got 35 billion there. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. So that's very interesting. That's what we kind of saw when Hex first launched, right? We had these big OA stakes out and towards the end of the year, like October, November, December, sort of that area. And they all came out in the first couple of years. And now we've got all these big Hex stakes here as well. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, let's see what happens. Now that's 250 billion. I'm pretty sure it did 2/3 of the OA account. So we may very well get some more coming out there as well. So we're going to have all these numbers come out on the Hex Data Stats in the next half an hour. But that's all hot off the press at the moment. That's all pretty much new stuff there. If you weren't aware, we've just covered it. So yeah, lower inflation, pretty interesting, and staggering it out, pretty crazy. The world is going to change in this ecosystem. That's all we're going to say. Let's see what other comments we got there. We're 53 minutes on the hour. Let's see here. Let's see if we got any comments here. I have to bypass most of Wookie's comments because no one knows what he's talking about there. Wookie reckons it's Patrick's Day. Is it St. Patrick's Day? Probably is. I'm not really Irish, so I don't really know. I'm a Kiwi, so I don't know. But I saw somebody yesterday. Actually today, just for listening, say someone they wanted to move the whole family out of the UK because it's so dangerous there now. They're asking, where can we go? And it's going, well, it's going to be hard to go anywhere because they're basically destroying all of our countries. You can thank the progressives and the globalists and the Marxists for that. They're turning our countries into third world environments, high crime, sexual rapes, and all the rest of it. It's horrible. You should see our stats are terrible. The whole place is going to be going to the dogs. They're all psychotic. That's basically it. We got Wookie says, also got married 7 years ago today. Oh, nice one there, Wookie. Well done to you. I thought it was much longer than that, to be honest, but that is cool. Brennan says, agreed, super price will recover for Hex soon. Yeah. Hey, look, all the foundations have been laid for it. Now, they don't necessarily move straight away, right? but the fact that it's that all the stuff is happening is a early sign of things that are coming that RH knows. Yeah, RH knows what he's doing, says Brennan. Yeah. Brennan says, I'm not RH, let me call him. That's funny, man. Wookie says, find out what time, Brennan. Find out what time. That's true. He said, when Wookie sells. Yeah. Waiting for you to sell your Hex, Wookie, and then it's going to pump to the moon. Yeah, that's right. All right, so we're 55 minutes on the hour, which is a good place to finish. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's content. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. We're streaming to over 10,500 subscribers. In fact, closer to 11,000 now because we're already streaming onto Rumble. I've got probably end up streaming to a fifth channel as well. We'll see how that goes as well. That'll be another 3,000 subscribers. So going to kick on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, if you haven't joined our Discord, the links are in the video description. Check them out. Become a member. And, of course, we'd love to have you in there as part of our chat groups, and all the information's there you could possibly ask for in crypto. And I've just done that new beginners to advanced course as well. Check that out for crypto training. And, of course, check out our strategy club, which is pretty cool too, if you like constant intel there as well. All right. So remember, I think we're pretty much the only streamer that's streaming every day in Pulse Chain and TitanX. I think Mo's probably pretty close to the TitanX one there. But I'm just thinking through Pulse Chain. Maybe RX Max possibly. I don't know. I don't not watching as close, but let us know. Get in there, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're getting ready for that altcoin season. It will come, and I'm excited about it. And maybe May is looking good at the moment. Maybe even April possibly, but we'll see what happens to the tariffs. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. And I will be doing another show later on today. It will be probably a variety show, so maybe politics or something. But I have got talking about trucks, actually. So let me know in the chat if you like trucks, because I'm thinking about talking about trucks in the next live stream. That's going to be pretty interesting as well. And let's see what happens there. All right, take care. Bye for now.